people? It's Poet, and we're in the RedCubed server. Server still hasn't reset just yet, but in the meantime, like I think that I mentioned in one of my other videos, Drew said that we should keep recording on the server until the reset happens, for obvious reasons, just to keep people interested in the server and whatnot. Still haven't recorded the Skybridge Bob case thing yet. I don't know why. I'll have to kind of poke people and inquire as to why. But anyway, before I go through my portal, I was told by IceCube that I should record before I go to my house or when I'm going to my house. I don't know why. I don't know what awaits me, so I'm gonna go check it out. And we shall see. Ooh, it's raining, and that's not a good thing. But we are in 1.7. Oops. 1.7, so we can do that. Such a wonderful feature. For that feature alone, you should upgrade to 1.7, I say. How come these aren't working? There we go. Updated the light? I don't see anything out of the ordinary yet. Nothing out of the ordinary here either. Let's go around to the front. That sign is, I think, normal. Ah! What's this? For Poet. To Mr. Endo. From IceCube. Hey! Cool. So here's a book. I read the book with Winter the other day. The one that he said he left on Christmas or something like that. Dear Mr. Endo, I have gotten word that you are on the lookout for evidence pertaining to Skybridge Bob case. Fortunately for you, much of the needed evidence still survives. Unfortunately for you, I have no inclination to bring this information forth if not for the client. Perhaps we can reach an agreement. If interested, please contact the address printed on the 3rd page of this document. Hey! Stop that, would you? I'm trying to read an address. Oh, God. I regret everything. I am dying because of that one crummy zombie. Now let's see. Where was I? The law offices of IceCube 3343 in Poet's basement. LN. Would you cut that out already? I don't have time for a zombie apocalypse right now. Let me sleep, because it is still Nate, right? There we go. DW. How did that get typed in? Alright. So what is he saying? Blah, 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 blah. Unfortunately for you, I have no inclination to bring this information forth if not for a client. But I thought that I said he was my lawyer again. I don't know why. Oh well, whatever. We'll see. So it's not really the Christmas gift I was expecting. Ah, hilarious. Yeah, you die. That's right, you die. I don't have time for you. I need to pick up some food along the way somewhere. Let's see. Whoop, nothing in there. I could catch a fish. Eat that. Pumpkins, gunpowder. No, nothing out of the ordinary. Nothing out of the ordinary there either. Hit! How come this keeps getting blocked off? How come he keeps blocking this off? Well, I won't question it. I'll just block it off again. So what was I supposed to do? I've already forgotten. It's been 10 seconds. I've already forgotten. Okay, blah, 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 blah. If interested, please contact the address printed. Okay. Sure. I'm interested. Do we have any books anywhere? Can I please? No books? Do we not believe in book and quill these days? Where might I find one? The search for the empty book begins. Let's see. Oh, yeah, speaking of books, I heard that there was a book that I overlooked at Dave's house, but I'm sure it was nothing. Just like everything else that I found. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Of no importance whatsoever, so I won't pay it any mind. Different colored wall. block. It would seem very suspicious, but I think I was the one who put those there, so... No, 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 no. Don't click on that again. There we go. There's a door missing here. How long has that been missing? Oh, well. Okay, food. The food situation is dire, so I will go and find some food. Whoop! There we go. Fly that way. So let me tell you guys, I had the most Canadian of days today. In that I spent time... I was telling Vaughn this too earlier today, where I got back from my parents' house, but before I got to my parents' house, I had to dig my way out of my driveway because it was covered in snow. And I mean covered in snow. And I don't care where you're from in this world. Unless you're from the North Pole, you don't know snow like I know snow. There was 4 feet of snow in my driveway, and that's after like 2 days of not shoveling it. It's ridiculous. No, don't put that there. Okay, eat this. Yummy. And now some potatoes. Perfect. That's better. Do I have any potatoes in here? Sometimes I have potatoes in here. Some clay. Nope. Okay. That's fine. That's okay. Don't need potatoes. But anyway. Yeah, it was the most Canadian of days because... yeah, I dug myself out of my driveway. That was 4 feet of snow. And, I mean, it was packed snow. Snowplow had gone by, and there was like this little sidewalk snowplow. I don't know if you've seen these or if you know what they are, but it's basically like a little tractor that clears out the sidewalk because it's covered in snow too. And I guess it would only be in places that get snow. These little snowplow tractor things that go on the sidewalks. So right in front of my driveway, like pretend this is my driveway, right? This long path is my driveway. And then you've got like this path will be the sidewalk, and then this mountain here will be the road. Well, the sidewalk's clear and the road's clear, but in between the road and the sidewalk, and in between the sidewalk and, well, my entire driveway, it was like packed snow. Packed snow. Terrible. I had to like chip away at it with this other shovel, and then once I chipped away at it, then I'd have to shovel it out. Oh, it was so much work. So much work. Might as well have been lifting weights all afternoon. It was just terrible. Hundreds of pounds of snow. My back is probably going to kill me in the morning. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to actually, rather than get a book or whatever and tell IceCube that I need to go and have him as a lawyer again or whatever, I'm going to actually get some shears and go out and get some leaves so that I can finish that little project in there. Yeah, that'll be what I do in this episode. But yeah, so I dug myself out of my driveway, a very Canadian thing to do, I think. Then I went to my parents' house and watched the NHL game with them, the hockey game with them, another very Canadian thing. Unfortunately, my team lost, so it was kind of like a bummer. But, you know, can't always be winners. Well, in their case, it would be nice if you did win at least once. You know, it would be nice. Very nice. Where are my shears? Where would I put those? Maybe I gotta make some. Didn't I have shears? Did I put them in the leaves chest? Oh, yeah. There we go. Then I came home, made myself a cup of coffee, and I drank it out of a very Canadian cup. It was a Tim Hortons cup, and I think it was a Canadian brand of coffee, too. It was like everything's Canadian today, so happy fake Canada Day. But yeah, it was, all in all, not too bad. Working outside, shoveling that driveway, it was just brutal. And you know, like I have a little bit of a cold. You probably can't tell because it is just a tiny bit of a cold. It's nothing that I'm not even sniffling about it or anything. And my sinuses are pretty clear. But when I was working outside, I sure couldn't breathe through my nose. So here I was breathing in through my mouth, and you know that that's bad for you. I don't know if you know that that's bad for you, but it is bad for you. They say not to do it. Don't breathe through your mouth because your nose filters things out. Why am I even talking about this? It filters out bad things, and like cold air, it actually warms it before it reaches your lungs. And I wasn't getting that, and it was like freezing outside, like really cold. I don't know what the temperature is, but it's got to be, I don't know. It's just so cold. And here I was breathing it into my lungs, and when you do that, you can feel it. You can taste the cold. It's almost like you get some kind of a pneumonia of sorts in your lungs. Like you can feel pneumonia, which is like a fluid building up in your lungs. You can just feel it. Oh, it's so bad. So I had to take a lot of breaks. I tried to breathe through my nose as much as I could, which was pretty limited because of my cold. And then I made myself a very nice hot beverage when I got in. Warms your chest up, warms you up. So I think I'll be okay, but I'll be sore in the morning. Already my arms from shoveling feel like they're about to fall off. But you know, it's what you get. It's what you get for being where I am, for living where I live. Let's see. Oh yeah, and Drew, he's been wanting to record with a bunch of people. I've been thinking about recording with him. I asked him if he wanted to record tonight, but of course he couldn't tonight. He'd always like to, though, he told me. See, Drew's in college. I think I've mentioned this before, and I don't think he thought it would be as difficult as it is, but it is. I still don't know how he could keep up something like YouTube. If he's anything like me when it comes to recording, you know, and editing and doing all that kind of stuff, I know that when I was in college, I had no time, no free time to myself. People in college who do seem to have free time to themselves, I don't know how they do it. I just don't know how they do it. It's beyond my understanding. I don't know. If you can, you're obviously a better person than I am, maybe a little bit more smarter, intelligent, whatever it is. If you can maintain A's and do other things other than school, that just impresses me, because I know for a fact with the course load I had, with even just the homework that I had when I was in university, I could never, ever, ever have kept up. Oh, I guess Mog Swamp probably planted those. I never could have kept up something like YouTube. That would have been just totally impossible in all ways. But he somehow manages it, more or less. So he's going to be recording up a storm apparently this coming week or so. I can't wait. I think we're going to try to get an episode together. I think he's doing like tours of our builds and stuff on the RedCubed server. And that's another reason why I haven't completely stopped working on the server. But anyway, talking of servers, I wanted to... Stop it! What the heck is happening? Oh god. Cut it. What? Cut it out. What's happening? I'm getting, like, dizzy. If I can break the blocks around me, maybe... No, I gotta just disconnect and reconnect. Man! Making me nauseous. It was this block or something. Lagged and didn't appear. Or something. I don't know. That often happens when the server is having a hard time keeping up with you. It's like ever since we upgraded to 1.7 or whatever, and ever since we went out to like 30,000 blocks, the server hasn't been the same. It lags quite a bit now. I don't know if that'll be fixed with the new world, but I'm sure it doesn't hurt. Oh, before I forget, congrats to the Elemento Steve on his baby. Yeah, hats off. I think I said it on his video, but rock on. I'm sure his recording schedule will be a little bit... I don't think he even realizes how it'll affect his life, at least for the next several months. He's been pretty good with keeping up recordings and stuff, but if he doesn't record very much, or if he has to, just take some time off from the YouTube type of thing, I think we can all understand why that would be. I think he's going to be doing pretty good, though, with keeping up with it and that. But I certainly don't blame him if he takes any amount of time off. Get out. Oh no, that zombie heard and that zombie heard. Ah. Come on, I thought they did away with the whole zombie apocalypse thing, or at least made it better. I think we got enough to continue, though. So, yeah. That's enough. Let's go back home, sleep off the night, and start working on the little pathway in my house. But yes, I was going to talk about servers, and this is something that I tossed around talking about for several days now. It's maybe even been a week. I don't know how long it's been. It went from me being very hot-tempered to me being very kind of relaxed to me being hot-tempered again to me being, it's like an internal struggle on whether I talk about it, not only whether I talk about it, but whether I name names and mention things. And, I got to realize, and this is actually, I did record something. I'll admit it. I recorded something right after the thing happened on this server that I'm going to talk about. And I actually deleted the footage because I had time to think about it, and I had time to realize, the position that I'm in, with the amount of followers that I have, I can't just talk candidly as though I'm Joe Schmo and nobody's going to listen to what I say. People who watch my channel are very impressionable, and I have to think about what I say a little bit better. And that's something that I struggle with, because I don't feel that I'm any more important than anyone else. And when it comes to something that upsets me, I'm very candid in what I say. Oh crap, I'm gonna break this bed and then have to reset it somewhere. What can I get rid of here? 2 bones. I'll place the bed down eventually. I really should. I should have made myself a bedroom in here. Would have been nice. There we go. But I gotta watch what I say. People are very impressionable, and I get that from the way that people will defend you and go out of their way to talk on your behalf. And I think I was talking about this with Winter a couple episodes ago, where you watch a guy and you pick up what they say. It can be the curse words, or it can be something, maybe that it's an opinion that they have. A person like me can be very impressionable, and I don't really relate that to myself yet, and that's a problem. That is the problem, because I often just talk like I'm, talking to myself, like I'm just talking to friends. You guys are my friends, basically, and I'm just giving you my opinion the way that I've always given it. Honestly, openly, and sometimes it can come out very harsh. So, something happened to me on a server, and I decided that I'm not going to mention the server. If you want to go and research it yourself, I'm not going to stop you. Obviously, I can't. But what I do ask is that if you do research it, to be the better person, and don't act on it. Don't fight my battle for me. Don't speak as if you're talking for me. Don't accuse someone of being something that they're not. Just be nice. Be kind people. Those are the people that I respect. Those are the people that I appreciate. These middle sections need something. They need something, and I don't know what. If I had more time on this server to think about what this middle section needs, that would be nice. But unfortunately, I don't. What I could do, of course, is turn these into little rooms, but nah. I was going to put rooms upstairs, actually. I've had thoughts about putting bookshelves all around here. That would look really, really, really epic, but would take way more leather and paper than I wish to make. It would be ridiculous. It's something maybe for the next server type of thing, you know? Big projects like that, getting all that book together. All that book, that's not right. That's not plural. All those books. Yeah, I'll think about it. But in the meantime, I don't know what I should do. Should I make this too tall? You know what? Maybe I will. If I go like, oops. If I go like that, does that look good? I'll do it just down this one stretch and we'll see. But anyway, like I said, before I start talking about it, just know that I don't expect anyone to go there and start yelling and screaming and fighting my battles for me. Don't do that. I'm saying don't. Because I don't respect that, and you doing that means that you're petty. And just don't be. Okay? Okay. So, basically what happened, and I'll give the whole version of the story because some people, I don't know if people have been talking about it behind my back, if people are going out of their way to make up their own story. But here's the thing, and here's the honest truth about everything. You know, I think it all comes down to it being a misunderstanding, and that's the unfortunate thing. My temper can be rather hot. I can say things that I don't necessarily believe will affect anything, but I realize later that they do affect things, and that can definitely be said with the whole situation, really. There, does this look good? People have to walk through this way. I don't know if I like that. I don't think that I do. I don't think that I do like that, you know? But this needs something. This needs something, maybe logs, maybe, I don't know what. Just having hedges like this. I don't know. After doing all of this, I don't know that I like all of it. Anyway. Basically what happened is I went onto a server and I saw that Liam was on the server, and I said something to the effect of, oh, I should give the outline of the whole situation. Is that this server in question has a no capital lettering rule. Okay? The other background information is that I know the owners of the server. I know several of the admins on the server. I know some of the mods on the server. I know some of the other people who are very active members and VIPs on the server. So that's kind of the background information. I have YouTuber status on the server. And that's that. Okay? So I came onto the server and I saw Liam was on. And I said, and I might not be quoting this right, but I said something like, "Oh my god, it's Liam. I'm your biggest fan." Something like that, okay? In fact, that might be exactly what I typed. And obviously, you know, I know that they have a no caps rule, but you know that, like, yes, Liam, I am your biggest fan, let me tell you. But I didn't go on and, like, blatantly break the rules, because let me tell you something. the owner, one of the owners, was actually online at the time. I had been on the server several other times before saying similar things, and it's always in jest. And I had also been talking to a bunch of the fans on the server, you know, like saying hello and Poet, where are you? And I'd show them where I am. That kind of thing. So I was just having a good time, just having fun. A bit of time goes by. I say hello to a few more fans. I'm chatting with a few people on there. And then one of the admins said, "Mind your caps." You know, mind your caps, Poet. And they always say that to me, and it's hilarious, right? I think it's hilarious because I can hear my voice in my head, and this is, I think, probably the fault. Why don't we go caving? You know what? I need some diamonds and stuff, so let's go caving. That'll waste a lot of time. But before I do, I'll unload a lot of these leaves away, and we can go caving, because I gotta talk about this. It'll take a long time to talk about this, and so I want to at least be doing something on the screen rather than just bouncing around my house not knowing what to do. But yeah, I can hear my own voice in my head, and I think that a lot of the people who would know me are the same way, that they would be able to say like, "Oh my God, Liam, I'm your biggest fan," you know, like that kind of thing. And so someone said, "Mind your caps," and so I said, "Mind your lowercase," huh? Huh? What did I have to do? Winky face? You know? I was obviously kidding. I wasn't meaning to offend anybody, and I didn't think that saying "mind your lowercase" is the biggest offense in the world. I mean, talk about someone being sensitive, I guess. I don't know. Maybe it just isn't their humor. Maybe they have no sense of humor. It's not my problem, really. I was having fun. Okay? But anyway, I kept going on and was talking to a few people, and I think I was talking to Liam, and Liam said something to me. He said, I don't know, he was having a conversation or something with the admin or with one of the mods or one of the people, and he said, "I'm with Poet." And so I replied, "I'm with Liam." All of a sudden, bam, I'm in jail. I'm in their server's jail, and it's like you've been given a warning, you know, it's all official, you've been warned, you've been naughty, something or other, and that's when, to me, it really got to me. It affected me in a personal way that, like I said, I shouldn't let it get to me. Do I really need diamonds? Well, I'll go get some anyway. Might as well, because I need to go and repair a bunch of armor and make some new armor and make some new tools. Look at all my tools are like almost dead. So, yeah, I need to. Let's see, I'll put these books in here this time. Okay. Good news about that evidence being intact, or at least most of it being intact. That's definitely a good thing. Let's see. Do I also put these? Yeah, I usually put those in there. Those can go back with the leaves like I remembered they would be. And I think that we are good for now. Ooh, there we go. I can set my spawn and make it daytime. Why not? So anyway, I got sent to this jail, and that rubbed me the wrong way, because it suddenly meant, like, suddenly we're not having fun anymore. Suddenly someone took it seriously. Suddenly someone took it too far. And that got me right mad. And, you know, there are people who would defend it, and I don't blame them. You know, I was obviously breaking the rules. But the fact that I was so obviously and blatantly breaking the rules, considering, number one, I had a YouTuber status. So, you know, I'm not just some random person coming onto the server to spam and scream and shout and make noise. Number two, I was saying other things and talking to a friend who said almost the exact same thing and wasn't jailed for it. And number three, the owner, who I know, or at least thought that I knew, was online as well. So, you know, I took all of those into consideration before I started having fun, and yet the person in question who sent me to the jail, this admin, who I think was completely wrong in doing that, whether it's me or anyone else really, but you know, I took all of that into consideration, and they didn't take any of it into consideration. I think that they were just trying to be overzealous in their behavior, in that, you know, they were starting to be too strict with their judgment, which is kind of ironic. And let me tell you why. Number one, I'm putting a lot of things into bullet points, but this certain admin had been punished before for being too strict with people. Okay? But the ironic thing is that there have been complaints that the server isn't strict enough with people, and I think then it's just like, you know, they have to work better at deciding when to be strict and when not to be strict. And when a YouTuber comes on and is clearly just having fun with a bunch of people on there interacting, to let it slide. And I don't want to toot my own horn, and this is the, like, how do I make it sound like I'm just, like I'm not, but a YouTuber shouldn't get special treatment. However, a YouTuber does have some power over the investment of the server. I can bring thousands of people onto the server, and, you know, does that mean that you shouldn't punish me if I'm blatantly breaking the rules? No. But when it's a rule as meaningless and useless as capital lettering, punctuation, you can't let it slide, especially when, you know, was I really that bad in it? I said two things, literally two things, that admin saw that were capital letters. So I later found out that it wasn't the capital letters that really got to them. It was the fact that I said mind your lowercase that really affected them, that they got rubbed the wrong way or something. And hey, I can't speak for them. Maybe that isn't really the case, but that's what I heard. That they got upset that I said mind your lowercase, that was so disrespectful, and that's why it happened. And like I said before, if you're that sensitive, I mean, should you really be in a role of power? I don't know. You know, that's not my judgment call. So, I actually wrote down a bunch of things. That's basically the situation and how it came down and so on. Now, what happened next was what kind of was the icing on the cake. And, you know, I say things that are a little bit hot-headed sometimes, you know, because what happened is, basically I said, after I was jailed like that, you know what, I'm not coming back on this server, and, you know, that's that. I left. I said it in the chat, okay, then I'm leaving, and I left. Drama queen poet, right? But that's my right to be a little bit upset that I got sent to jail for something so meaningless. What if I had been recording at the time? Recording sessions take a lot, especially in Pokemon, a lot of effort. And to be honest, I had been onto the server because I was going to ask Liam if he wanted to record. He was on the server, and he does record on the server. And I was going to ask him if he wanted to record. He's been trying to get me on there to record. And I thought, what better time? We're both on the server, so let's record. And then that all happened. So in a way, it did ruin a recording session, which is really upsetting because recording sessions are kind of difficult sometimes. You know, but they didn't take that into consideration. It was basically just put this guy in jail like any other user who might not be recording, and that's that. And it goes back to me saying, you know, YouTubers shouldn't be that important. but at the same time, there's an asterisk there. Why even give someone a VIP status if they're not going to be VIP, the meaning of VIP? So, you know, I scratch my head. And this is after as well. I think it was the owners. It's on their official Twitter account or whatever. It was said, you know, there was a misunderstanding. The owner was on, but he didn't see the conversation. But that brings me to my next point. It segues into my next point. He didn't see the conversation happen, but he chose to comment on it. He came to my Twitter account, because I went to Twitter, and I ranted on Twitter. Because, again, I have the right to express myself if I was treated badly somewhere, or if I just don't like a place anymore. If I say, you know what, I don't care for this place, that's my choice to do so. He didn't like that. He didn't like that I went out of my way to say that I disliked something. So he started to kind of attack me on Twitter. I would say that it's attacking. It was very mild, you know, basically saying stop talking crap about the server, and he didn't use the word crap, but that's what he chose to say to me. And, you know, he has a right to express himself that way too. But let me tell you something. Almost the identical situation happened on a different server. And again, I was being a little bit hot-headed like I sometimes can be, and I admit that openly. I am human just like anyone else. Where something happened on a server and I disagreed with it. I thought, you know what, this is kind of crap. And I'm going to rant on Twitter about it. And, you know, that makes me feel better. I can rant about something. I love a good rant. So I went to Twitter and I said, you know what, this server is crap. Their game modes are crap. And I'm not going to be recording on that server ever. Period. The end, right? Of course, everybody has a cooling off period. And then you can go back to business and say, you know what, maybe I spoke too harshly. I retract what I said. That's fine. I can have the ability to do that. The server that I've been talking about this whole time, I will never retract what I said because of the way that the owners handled it afterwards. Let me tell you about this second server, the other one that I ranted about. The way that they handled it is like night and day. Night and day. That's how different. I ranted about the server. The owner actually contacted me on Twitter. And he says, you know, how can we improve? How can we make your experience better? How can we better ourselves? How can we work with you to make it a better experience? You know, we want your opinion. We care about your opinion. We want to help. We want your help. You know, I wasn't expecting that kind of treatment, and I certainly wasn't on this second server either. But that goes to show you a difference in handling a situation, definitely. You know, you can either take the high road and say, okay, someone had a bad experience. How do we improve ourselves? What the heck is happening over here? It sounds like all kinds of bad. Huh? It's like all from this area? Are they above us? Oh. Look at this guy walking out of the lava like he owns the place. What? They all have gold armor? What kind of army is this? Insane. Boy, it's dark up there. Man, this place has never been explored. I've been down here before. Eh? What's this guy got on him? He's got a potion of some kind. What kind of spider is that? Did I finish what I was saying? No, I don't think I did. But anyway, the one server opted to go on to my reply to my Twitter account by saying vulgar things about me, and the other server, the one that I had previously ranted about, they actually wanted to learn and improve from their mistakes. You know, therein lies the difference. You know, you either take the high road or you take the low road, and it's their choice at the end of the day on which road they take. You know, I'm gonna be who I am, and I can rant all I want, and I will rant again. I probably will about some server, and that's my choice. I'll probably cool down after, and you know, either retract what I say or change what I say. Let me tell you something. The first server that I did that on was the Core MC. It's a minigame server, and you should definitely check it out. It would get my endorsement any day because of the way that their staff handled a bad situation, like the one that I gave them. And I admit, I gave them a bad situation. I gave them a hard time, and I am a big enough person that I can admit that I was wrong and take back what I say and suggest that people check it out because it's actually not a bad spot. And as opposed to the other server who chose to take a low road, in my opinion, will not get an endorsement from me anytime soon. And that's just the way that it's going to be. So, there's that situation. Now, the other thing I want to talk about quick is talking on behalf of people. And this is why at the very beginning of what I said, you know what? You can find out what server I'm talking about fairly easily. But don't go out of your way to attack the staff, to attack the owners, to attack the admins or whatever. Don't be that person. Unfortunately, for this server that I'm talking about, they had several people in the admin staff, in the ownership, like I was saying, and even the user base go out of their way to say, Poet, you're a crybaby, it's better without you now, who cares about you, blah, blah, blah. And you know what? That's fine. Be that as it may. Again, who's being disrespectful there? You gotta look at the situation and think, you know, did I rant about their server? Yes. Did the admin think that I was being disrespectful? Yes. But is it any less disrespectful to come to my Twitter account and my YouTube page and basically harass me on there? Give your head a shake. You're not being any more respectful than I was. That's definitely sure. So, you know, talking on behalf of someone is something that people, I don't know why they tend to do it. Whether it's because they think that, you know, maybe they're offended that I felt the way that I felt. Maybe they feel that I don't have a right to speak my opinion. I don't know what it is. Whoa, God, that guy scared me. Oh, God. Where did he even come from? He might have followed me all the way. Man. Scared the crap out of me. But yeah, that kind of talking, it's just, nothing makes me want to rant more. And that's why I finally decided after everything. I had dropped it. I'll be honest with everybody. I had dropped it. I had calmed down. I had time to think, you know what? I take back what I said, more or less. And I'm going to be a bigger man. I won't talk about it. I delete the footage that I talked about it in the past. And that's that. I'm done with it. I don't want to think about it. I don't want to let it bug me. And so on. But the ranting from people continued. I had users coming onto my channel and harassing me. I had people coming on Twitter and harassing me. And that's when I decided that, you know what? I will talk about it. I have to talk about it. So that people understand my side of things, whether they agree with it or not. And I don't agree with everybody. I don't think that everybody will be agreeing with me. And if you do agree with me, that's your choice. I'm not telling you to agree with me. You can think for yourself. You're a big person, hopefully, and You can think for yourself whether you agree with me or not. Take my side or not, you have to hear my side of things. Whether you agree with how it was all handled, that's again your opinion. I can't change that. As impressionable as I am, I expect everyone to have their own opinion and act as individuals. You know, if you're getting all really upset about something simply because, you know, maybe you're a fan of someone, maybe you're friends with someone, maybe you want to impress someone, you're thinking about it the wrong way. You should be able to think for yourself. That's all. So that's my take on, you know, speaking on behalf of someone. I disagree with it. I don't want anybody to speak on my behalf. Let me fight my own battles. Let them fight their own battles. Like I was trying to say before, the owners, I think it was the owners on their official Twitter page, eventually said, you know what, it was just a misunderstanding. And that's that. I had dropped it, but people kept coming on and bothering me about it, so I have to talk about it. It's what I have to do. So, I mean, when the owners themselves say that there was a misunderstanding and that they didn't hear the conversation, what gives someone the right to come and start harassing me about it? You don't know the situation. You don't know the policies well enough to speak for the owners. There's that. And that's basically all that I had to say about it, you know? It hasn't really been bothering me, except when I get the hurtful comments about it, you know. In which case, you know, I'm not upset about the hurtful comments. I'm just kind of annoyed that they happen at all. And it's like, you know what? That's the whole speaking on behalf of someone. I dislike it. I don't think that it's right. But what can you do? I can't control what someone does. All I can do is defend myself, and I will continue to defend myself, whether I was right or wrong. I admit that I was hot-tempered, and that's where I leave it. And that's where people should leave it too. You know? You make a lot of choices in life. Are you going to take the high road or the low road? When is the disrespect going to end? You know? That's all that I really had to say. I wanted to get that rant out of the way, off my chest. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it, even though it was a very ranty topic. And I'd like to hear your opinion, good or bad. You know, whether you agree with me or not, I'd like to hear your opinions. And I welcome all comments. Like I say, good or bad, high road or low road. At the end of the day, the bigger person, I believe, would be the person who can admit that they were wrong and go on from there. It's how the staff handled it afterwards that I disagree with the most. So, take it as it is. We'll see you next time on the RedCubed server. The Skybridge Bob case continues. We shall see what happens next. Oh, yes. It's getting very interesting, I think, with Ice Cube once again saying that the evidence is secured. Interesting. Anyway, subscribe if you haven't already to stay tuned for more conversations such as this. And do all those other awesome things that you people do. We'll see you next time on the RedCubed server. Bye-bye.